Let's see if that's figured out. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry about that. We appear to be having some connection issues. Welcome. This is Renewable English Live. This is lesson 12, and I am coming at you from a slightly different location. Let's close that so I don't have that weird. Ooh, it's gone all dark. It's romantic. Maybe need a bit more of that light, actually, to be honest. And while I'm at it, why not destroy some of the plants around me? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final lesson in the series of Renewable English. It's all about celebrations. And after this wonderful celebration, as you all know, you recognise that sound? Yes, I'll be going live on various different platforms. I'll be taking off the hat and I'll be shaving my head. So that should be fun for everybody, I guess, except me and maybe my wife as well, who has to put up with looking at baldy slaphead every day for the rest of her life, or at least for as long as she can put up with me anyway. So celebrations. We all love a good celebration. I love a good celebration. I'll be honest, I celebrate almost anything if I can. If you're here, say hi in the chat box. So I've got some general vocabulary here. Right at the top there, we've got party, party, party. Who likes to party? I like to party. We all like to party. Who doesn't like to party? But you know what? When we're partying, it's all about being sensible. So we need to think, do we need any of this? Do we need this plastic cutlery? The plastic knives and forks? I don't think we do. Surely you've got knives and forks anyway. Can you not just grab those, use those instead? Oh, I can hear my wife's student has just arrived downstairs, which is always a pleasure. Do you need plastic cutlery? Do you need plastic plates? Well, I don't know. Maybe you could get some of those really cool plastic ones from IKEA, where you can use them again and again and again. Or maybe you could find a party planning kit nearby. We'll learn more about those later. And then bunting. Now, for those of you that know me, will know that I'm a big fan of flags. In fact, I have a very good friend who makes the greatest flags on the planet. Absolutely flagulous. Give her a follow. She's incredible. But she kind of inspired me with bunting many years ago that she makes her own bunting and, she can use it again and again and again and again. You don't really need balloons. Who needs balloons? They burst, they get into the water, they go up into the air, they kill birds. That's not cool. Who likes killing birds? I don't like killing birds. I'm a fan of birds. I think they look great. Balloons, we don't really need them, even though they are quite fun. And this last one here, portion control. Portion control. I'm sure we've all been guilty of it before when we're throwing a party or we're having people around. We're like, we need to have all the food. We must have all the food. If we don't have all the food, then the world is going to end. We must bring all the food in here. We've got crisps, we've got dips, we've got sandwiches, we've got fruit salad, we've got this, we've got chocolate, we've got that, we've got everything. We have all the food. Don't do it. If you're having a party, usually, unless you're inviting people around for a dinner party, you don't normally need to provide all the food in the whole world for these people, because at the end of the party, you're left with a fruit salad there in a soggy bowl that nobody's eaten. And I'll be honest, I made a delicious fruit salad the other day for an 8-year-old's birthday party. Pretty sustainable birthday party, if you ask me. We did a good job. We had bunting. We didn't have balloons. We had a vegan cake that was made without gluten as well. We reused the candles. The party bag was actually old books that Alethea had read. We'll hear more about that in her top tips. But I made a fruit salad because I wanted there to be something delicious and fruity. But it wasn't touched. Nobody wants to eat fruit salad when they're 8, apparently. So the next day, I chucked it all in the blender and had a nice big smoothie just full of fruity deliciousness. So, let's have a look at some different celebrations. Oh, here we are. What different celebrations could these be? What about this? Wrong way. What do you think that could be a celebration for? What could that be a celebration for? Not that tricky really, is it? It's pretty obvious. Says it in the title. Not the most difficult in the world. It is, of course, it's a birthday celebration. It is, of course, a birthday celebration. Something we celebrate all the time. And I know that with my daughter, she goes to a lot of different birthday parties. And I just get a bit scared about the amount of waste there is. So I say, make sure you eat all the food, but other people have to eat first. I don't get it. Why do we make healthy food for kids' birthdays if they're not going to touch it? Either one or the other. Or bring out the healthy food, make sure they eat it, and then bring out the junk. Any more? What about this one? What do we think this celebration is? What do we think this celebration is? What do you think it could be? The clue is on their fingers. The clue is on their fingers. The clue is on their fingers. It is... What could it be? It is, of course, obviously, it's a wedding. It is a wedding. Fantastic. Loads and loads of weddings at this time of year here in Spain. And the amount of food waste I see, it drives me crazy. In fact, I remember at our wedding, there was so much food. We had, I think, 21 aperitivos. I'm not sure how to say that in English. Anyway, snacks before you ate. And then we went downstairs to eat the food. Now, I think for my family and my friends who'd come over for the wedding were a bit surprised at the amount of food. So, do we need that much food? I don't know. Next one, this is one of my favourite celebrations. Any idea what this could be? What do you think it could be? It is, of course, Chinese New Year. Lots of fireworks and lanterns. Lanterns, a bit like balloons, really dangerous to up their wildlife. Yes, they're a lot of fun to let off and watch them. Ooh, they're drifting off into the distance. It's amazing. Yes, wow, that's so great. 4 seconds of pleasure for the life of a bird. Or maybe 2. Who knows? But also they just go off. When they go out, there you go, they've gone off and they've polluted something. Do you need to set off these lanterns? I don't think you do. Next up, probably my favourite of all the festivals. I loved celebrating this at school. Diwali, the Festival of Light. I remember some of the delicious food that we got to eat. Yeah, a lot of candles being used there. But you know what? You can reuse candles. Candles are pretty fantastic if you ask me. And they don't use loads of electricity. And also you can get them the ones that smell really good. And another one here, something that people have been celebrating recently, a brilliant photo as you can see from, I keep getting the wrong way, confused, from Hemagalan Photography. It is of course Pride that we are celebrating all this whole month of June. Again, I often see a lot of ticker tape and fireworks and things like that that aren't really absolutely necessary when it comes to a celebration. But hey ho, what do we care about the planet with celebrations? So there's lots of things that we can do to reduce our waste. And this week, our quote comes from Kool and the Gang. And it's something I firmly believe in. I really do believe that we should celebrate good times. Come on. Celebrations are so important, especially now in a world where there's a lot of doom and gloom. A lot of bad things are happening. We need to celebrate all the little things. I don't know. Maybe it's your birthday. Celebrate. Maybe it's Mother's Day. Celebrate. Exactly, Inaya. Celebrate when you can. Celebrate what you can and when you can. Um, you had a good day at school. Celebrate. Go for it. But you know what you don't need to do when you celebrate? You don't need to let off fireworks. You don't need to have balloons. You don't need to have waste food. You can have a dance. You can have a chat to your friends. You can celebrate just by being silly, basically. And who doesn't love a bit of being silly? Get together with your families. Christmas is a huge celebration. But for me, it makes me a bit sick because there's so much waste over Christmas. The amount of wrapping paper. Look for alternatives. The amount of plastic junk. Needless consumerism. What we do, some friends of us, and us, of course, some friends of ours. Good English there, Harry. What we like to do is something called disappointmas. And we all get together and we find something in our cellar or in our old toys or just something, some junk, and we re-gift it to our friends. And the key of this celebration is we all just get together. Yes, we palm off our junk on somebody else. I've got a great plan for this year, I'll tell you. So we palm it off onto somebody else and then they get it for the rest of the year. So today, I thought, as it's a celebration, let's give Unfun Frank a bit of a break. I wasn't going to make him do unfun facts, so I've cancelled them for this week. And what I've done instead is my favourite activity, my absolute favourite activity that I love with a passion. It's, what would I call it? It's my Mona Lisa. It's the activity that I created that I am by far most proud of. And anyway, it's called Songversations. I encourage you to do this whenever you're going anywhere in the car. But Songversations, Unfun Frank here, having a quick songversation with some of the coolest gang in the world.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Unfun Frank. Because it's the last episode, the last lesson, Harry said he doesn't want anything unfun happening. So today I have to be fun, Frank. So I'm getting festive and I'm going to interview Cool and the gang. Hello there, Mr. Cool. I'd like to ask you a few questions. The first one of them, obviously, what's your favorite thing to do? Oh, I agree. Let's celebrate. So, can you tell me what's actually happening? What's going on now? There's a party going on right here. Oh, that's very good. I love a good party, I do. But I'm a bit busy, so how long is the party going to last for? A celebration to last throughout the years. Oh wow, that's a long time for a party. I guess you're going to need a lot of things then. So, what would you like me to bring? Maybe some peanut butter sandwiches. So bring your good times and your laughter too. Well, of course, I could bring my good times, but my laughter, I'm not sure. They call me Unfun Frank, so I don't know if I can bring that. So what are we going to do then? We gonna celebrate your party with you. That's brilliant. So what should we do? Come on now. Celebration. Okay, let's come on in celebration. That's great. What else? What else do you want to do here then? We're going to celebrate. What else? Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Oh, that's great. I do love a good time. So what should we do? I've got here celebrate and have a good time. I've written down. Is there anything else? Celebration. We gonna celebrate and have a good time. Okay, that is actually exactly what I wrote down for before. So just ×2. Celebration, have a good time. So what time is it? It's time to come together. Okay, well, I'm fine with that. But who's that up to?
It's up to you. What's your pleasure?
That's cool. So who's invited? Who's involved? Who's gonna do this?
Everyone around the world, come on!
Well, that's brilliant. Thank you very much for your time. And I will see you very soon, Mr. Cool and your gang. Bye bye.
So then, there was unfun Frank having fun with Cool and the gang. It's a great activity to do, super fun when you're driving in the car especially, and a really good way of improving if you're working on a different language. I like to do it in Spanish, but I'm not all that good at it yet. But it's definitely a fun car game to see what you can fit in as you're driving along. There's still a little bit to go. Next up, we've got an interview with a party expert. Now, I know last week we had somebody asking, how do we have a sustainable party? I'll tell you what, you can watch the interview now. I've got a couple of questions afterwards, and then we'll move on to our top tips and our planet promise, and then it'll be time to be taking off the hat and going live in 13 minutes to get rid of all this. So here we go. Let's move on. Let's check out our interview for this week, our final interview of this series. There will be more interviews coming soon. They will be for a different series. Over the summer, we've got a kind of mini series of interviews with some young activists, which is a really exciting project that I can't wait to get started on. So don't worry, there'll be plenty more over the summer. But this is our last expert interview of the series, so please enjoy this interview. Hello and welcome to our final interview of Series 1. And obviously today is a massive celebration to end the series. So who better? Oh, it's not working. Let's get back to this interview. Hello and welcome to our final interview of Series 1. And obviously today is a massive celebration to end the series. So who better than Isabel Mack, the founder of the Party Kit Network. Hello there.
Hello, thank you for having me.
First up, what is the Party Kit Network?
So the Party Kit Network is a non-profit organisation which I started in the UK almost 2 years ago. Basically, someone within your local community runs a box of reusable plates, cups, bowls, decorations, and then people within the community can hire the box for their party and then return it so it can be used again.
It's something that goes under the radar. You know, you have a barbecue or a party, it kind of just slips under there. People always talk about single-use plastics in supermarkets and so on and so forth, but then they kind of forget. And the amount of parties there are, you've got to think how many birthdays there are in the world.
Yeah, and I was very conscious about that. One of my godchildren, it seemed when he was at primary school age, he pretty much had at least 2 birthday parties a week, it seemed. And you just don't consider the resources that go into making a paper plate. So they aren't just made of paper, they're normally made of mixed materials, so they'll have a plastic coating probably. They can't be recycled because they're made of mixed materials and they're normally contaminated with food waste. In order to make that paper plate, you've had to grow a tree, chop down a tree, process the paper. All that uses a lot of water, then you've got to transport it. So I was just shocked at the amount of waste that happens just so that you can have a paper plate with a piece of cake on it.
Other than like the materials, how else can we have a sustainable party?
I think for me, the biggest area where you get a lot of waste is the food. And I think the fear of under catering really plays into this, and I am definitely guilty of that. As the host, you don't want to run out of food. But on the other hand, what do you do when you have loads of leftovers? So I think there's kind of 2 parts to that. One is being realistic about how much your guests might eat. So if you're not holding your party at a regular meal time, like not catering full-on meal is probably not required. The other part is what you can do if you do over cater. So asking guests to bring containers with them so they can take home leftovers, sharing via food apps or community fridges, a great way to give away unused food. Wow. I think another area is party bags. So as a parent, I think most parents dread the plastic-filled plastic party bag. We've had loads of ideas. So one of them is a lucky dip box. So you just have a box with maybe shredded newspaper in, and each child goes and picks out and they get a surprise, which hopefully isn't plastic tat. Or someone might buy a pack of books, so each child gets a book. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you very much for having me.
So there we go. That was how to have a sustainable party. The full interview is up on the YouTube channel. So if you want to have a look through and watch for some of Isabel's other tips on how to have a sustainable party, please do check it out. A few little questions there though, just in case you can, just to, if you're watching back now, to think back over what you just saw. And don't worry, in future, our interviews are going to have subtitles. One of the big feedback issues has been they're quite tricky to understand. People speak very quickly. What is the Party Kit Network? What is it? It is, of course, a non-profit organisation where people share a party kit. So the decorations, the cutlery, the plates, crockery. There you go. That's what it's called. The plates, the bowls, and those different things. She mentioned two particular areas that have a lot of waste. Can you remember what the two different areas were? I'm stroking my beard a lot today because, you know, I've become quite attached to this. It's going to be gone soon, so... She mentioned two areas. They were, of course, food and party bags. Food and party bags. There are quite a few different ways you can avoid having these party bags being so wasteful, rather than giving everybody a bag with sweets and plastic and more plastic and a €3 thing. Absolutely, Inaya, it is for a good cause. It's for the best cause of all. We do love Kids Against Plastic. And I will be, just before I cut it all off, I will be giving a quick reminder about that. Well, as I say, on Instagram Live, I think I've got all the things set up here. I've got the computer set up, the other computer, so it can go live on Facebook. I've got my phone so it can go live on Insta. So we're going to be all over the place to watch me humiliate myself. So she mentioned you could give books, which is something that Alethea actually came up with the other day for her birthday. She wrote a note on the inside cover. You may have seen on the reel that I made for her birthday. On the inside cover, she wrote the note and I gave the books. They're books that she'd already read. She loves reading, so that was a really nice idea. Or a lucky dip. Or do you know what? Why do you need to give a party bag? People have come to your party. They've ruined your house. They've made a mess. So, you know, are party bags really essential? I don't think so. Just eat as much cake as you can. And that was what she talked about in that interview there, what Kate Mack talked about. So now it's time for the top tips. If you have any top tips for a sustainable party, please do share them with us on our social media, which I'm going to just put here right now. I am also on Twitter, but I basically only use Twitter to pester Greta to see if she wants to come on and have an interview. I think today is day 67. I haven't yet posted today. Good reminder for myself there. Excellent. That's exactly right, Inaya. A very good point again. Now, Inaya is somebody who is wise well beyond her years. And she has agreed to be one of our guests on on our. I was thinking of calling it mini activists, but we're not really mini activists. We're just younger activists. I say we. I'm not particularly young anymore. Anyway, let's check out Ali's top tips. If you have any others, do share them on the socials. Use the hashtag Renewable English hashtag. I don't know how to do a hashtag with my hands. That's how not young I am. So here we go. Here are Ali's top tips.
Hello and welcome to Ali's Top Tips. Do you really need so many balloons? Don't be greedy, portion size is key. If you're giving party bags, why not give a book that you've already read? Single-use plastic cups and plates are such a waste. Why not get a reusable option? Drinks in plastic bottles, why not make a delicious fruit drink? Thanks for watching. Bye.
Apparently this is it, according to a good friend of mine. There we go. Apparently that doesn't look very hashtaggy to me. It just looks confusing. I'm not sure I'm a fan of that. I think I need to invent a new way of doing hashtags. So they were Ali's top tips. Thank you for joining in and watching them. They are also always over there on the gram. Does that make me sound young, Sian? I guess it does. It must make me sound young. The other way round, that's not a peace sign the other way round. The other way round's naughty fingers. I'm not doing naughty fingers live on air. What do you take me for? I'm an educator, Sian. Outrageous. So my Planet Promise today, just before we bring this lesson to a close, and then go into the thing we've obviously all been waiting for. Back of my hands to the camera. I'm not going to do that, Sian. It's just outrageous. So my Planet Promise is, I promise to always make sure all of the leftovers have gone to a good home after a party and not to use balloons anymore. That's my Planet Promise, for parties anyway. And then that basically is that. We've got 2 minutes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you finger food. It's just all about fingers today with Sian, which is fantastic. Yeah, don't put too much food out there, absolutely. A nice tortilla de patatas is always good. I am going to put the theme tune on, and I'm going to go live on Instagram, and I'm going to check out over here, because I think Facebook's going live as well in a minute. So I'm going to give you some music to listen to while I'm figuring this out. Before that, remember, you can donate here if you want to donate to Renewable English. You can go to the website. It's great fun, lovely. Go there, look at everything, have a great time. YouTube channel, you pretty much know that one. You're here already. And of course, all the other social. I just can't get my fingers right for this, Sian. I'm losing all of that. So, okay. So Inaya's going to come over to Insta. Fantastic. I'm going to go live on Insta now. So now it's going to be also awfully confusing for everybody, I guess, because I'm going to be everywhere. But in the meantime, I'm going to put the music on. Hello. How are you? I hope you're all okay. Only a few told. I'm going to everybody actually wants to come along. Please do feel free. I'm just checking out here. Also, if I'm live on Facebook. So hello everybody. Thank you for joining. There we go. Inaya's here. Nicole is here. Claire's here as well. Fantastic. I am trying to go live also at the same time on Facebook on a different computer. But you know what? Doesn't look like I can do it. So let's just sit there and leave that on. See if it wants to work. It probably doesn't. Hello, thank you for coming along. Nice of you all to join us for this giveaway, this fundraiser, not a giveaway. All I'm giving away are my last shreds of dignity, which there aren't very many of those left. Hey there, Tommy. sup babe to you two. Tommy is, of course, the composer of the wonderful music for Renewable English. He's also just so happens to be my best friend of all time. So, as you know, it's hats off. So I guess I'm going to have to take my hat off. I've got the clippers ready right here. Doesn't seem to be working on Facebook, so I'm going to try and ignore that for a minute. There we go. Go live. Apparently I'm going to go live. Says I'm going live. There's not going to be anyone watching on that anyway. So there's 3 people here. You can all see me. There's 5 people still on YouTube, although they're probably all me. Hair reveal, absolutely. So here it comes. I've got a bit warm and sweaty in here, I have to admit. So I think it's time. He does a dramatic drum roll in his own head. I know that Tommy's doing a drum roll at home as well. Let's go from the back. Oh, look at all that. Oh, wow, so much hair, so thick, so luscious. Oh, but then he turns around. Oh, and it's horrible. It's terrifying. Who wants to see that? Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that at all. So, why don't we just open these curtains? There we go. We'll open the doors because no one wants to make a mess in the house, do they? Hopefully, things will dry out a little bit. Yeah, I know, it's not cool, is it, Anaya? Nobody wanted to see that. Oh my God, it's terrible, Harry. Why would you do that? To yourself, to other people. People are watching this, Harry. It's terrible. So here we go. As I mentioned before, this is for Kids Against Plastic, and we have raised about £550. So that's pretty good. I'm going to put this up on the side over here, because I think I might need both hands to do this. There we go. I apologise for the birds song outside. Here we go. It's crouched down here. I've got a nice paper bag. I don't have any plastic ones left in the house. So here we go. He's got the clippers. He's got the paper bag. It's time to do this. Why not? Let's get ready to rumble. Where should he start? Straight down the middle? Straight down the middle. Why not? Here we go. Well, that's not very fun. There we go. Do you reckon I'm done? Finished? How's that? Looking good? Do I look a bit more like a monk now? There we go. Wasn't particularly difficult, that bit, I have to say. Ooh. There you go. Nobody wanted to see that, did they? Oh, look at that. Terrible. I'll tell you what, I could just leave it like this now, and I could be one of those guys. You know, the ones who just pretend that they've still got hair and they wear a hat all the time. Yeah, those ones. Look at that. Oh, don't I look good? There we go. Looking very dashing now, I think. I should probably show my wife right now. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. Oh, I think that's amazing. There we go. Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? Looking suave. I think I'm just gonna disconnect the old stream, or should I keep it on for people who are coming back later? There we go. Of course it's a close shave. It's gotta be close. There we go. Better angle from here than it is on YouTube? I thought it might be. There we go. It's tricky to multitask, I think they call it, don't they? Yeah, men aren't good at that. Leave it like that. Leave it like, I don't know. I'm not sure I can. Just stop there, yeah? Then I could go and give my daughter a little shout over the balcony. See if she likes how it's going. Oh, that is close, I have to say. Nearly done. I'll tell you what, this is tricky to do to yourself. You do it to yourself, you do. And that's what really hurts. It's when you do it to yourself. Just you. Here we go. Let's have a look. There, a bit more. Let's get all this junk out of the back. Whoa. Look at all that. Wow. Yeah, I've propped my phone up now. I was using it for angles so I could see properly. Tell you what, while I was going quite bald, there's quite a lot of hair here. pretty bald. Probably gonna have to have somebody finish me off in a while. Ah, there we go. How's that? A bit better there. There we go. Ah, hopefully I don't touch my beard here. That's the last thing. Last thing we'd want to happen right now, isn't it? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, it's lovely. Let's have a look at the back there. I haven't got rid of much of that yet, have I? Need to work hard on that there. There we go. Check that out. Feel a bit like Ragnar from what's that show? Vikings. Wow, handfuls of hair. Tell you what, this is going to be a brilliant shot for my wife, I have to say. Here we go. Almost all gone. I think it's going to probably have some awkward long bits everywhere. I was trying to convince my wife to let me just like leave leave a ponytail at the back or something like that. Just leave like an area of ponytail, but she told me I probably shouldn't do that. I was going to look bad enough as it was. There we go. Last little bit here, I think. There we go. Oh, nearly all gone. I want to say a big thanks to everyone who's donated, which is good. As I said before, we've raised about £550. There's still plenty of time for anyone who wants to donate. I will now be posting some pictures. Yeah, Emma does know it's happening, Sian. She does, of course, and she supports me fully, but she's in the middle of her lesson right now, so she couldn't be here to be the one to do this. I guess I'm gonna have to get used to it anyway. So, oh, I have got a little bit left over at the back there. Try and deal with that there. I guess now I can fully say that I am a bald man, which has been there we go. I do look a little bit different, don't I? Gotta say that. Don't look the same anymore. I'm gonna say bye to everyone on YouTube.